welcome to today's episode of the Realtors in. So today we're going to talk about space, and it's pointing towards the developers' direction. Yes, developers, this is for you. And before I dive into the topic for today, if you have not followed us, subscribed, or liked, share our content, please do that. And thank you so much. So, when I say space, see, developers on the island especially, you guys are doing a bad job when it comes to space. Yes, we know that in the industry, we know lands are pretty much expensive on the island compared to other places. And then when you get, I know sometimes a full plot can measure 400 square meters as against the normal 500 to 600 square meters, right? So you want to economize, you want to manage your space so that you can have so that you can have more buildings or have more profit, kind of, right? But that does not mean you should manage space to a point that a normal standard sitting room is looking like a bathroom space. Yes, I said it. So I've taken some clients to some couple of houses, right? And these houses are not cheap houses. They're not cheap, especially the houses of the axis of the Chevron toll gate down to Aja. Most developers are doing a very bad job. You cannot expect a client to bring out a whopping sum of 400 million, of 200 million, or 150 million to buy a house, to buy properties, and by the time you put in your furniture, the space is all gone. Most of the time, even the kitchen is way bigger than the sitting room. I don't know why you guys do that. Then you want to go upstairs. The stairs is so tiny, so narrow, like extremely narrow. No, that's bad. That's a terrible job. I don't know if these developers are in the country or if they just give the contract to an engineer and the engineer decides to just do rubbish, and then you say, okay, it's not the developer's fault. But I feel about 60% of these houses that they are building this way is developers' fault, because you should be able to employ the services of a professional engineer. Sometimes the bathroom is so tiny, the guest toilet is so tiny that I don't know how to measure it. There's this tiny sink. This toilet sink is so tiny that it's maybe put like 3 phones together. Yeah, put like 3 phones together. That's the size. Can you imagine putting that in a house that you're selling for 400 million or 300 million? It makes no sense. Anybody bringing money to buy a house worth 400, 300 million, the person wants comfort. Because it's as good as going to buy a plot of land somewhere like Hawoyaya, for example. You can get a plot of land in Hawoyaya for 30 million, for 40 million. Then you can decide to build your own house. So these people are bringing out 400 to 500 million for comfort, to buy your property. They want comfort. That comfort, it's really bad. Let's do well with our space. Now let's go to I've talked about the sitting room, right? The guest bathroom, and then the kitchen most times is actually very good, because most of these houses that I have seen, the kitchen is okay. Like the size of the kitchen is okay. The bedrooms are quite small. Even the master bedroom is looking like a guest room. Please, developers, you guys can do better. The master bedroom is looking like a guest room. Then the balcony. Sometimes I don't think you should even put balcony, because there are some balconies I saw that once you just face front like this, it's just you. Once you enter, it's just you like this, right? You just have to make a U-turn to come out. Like you can't go left, you can't go right, two people cannot stand in the balcony. I've seen that in some terrorist places. It's better not to even put a balcony. Do not even put it. Right? Now, let's go to the swimming pool. Guys, developers, it's a swimming pool for a reason. it's not a fish pond, or I think even a fish pond is even bigger. It's not a jacuzzi. You call it swimming pool. It should look like a swimming pool and not a jacuzzi. Like, it's so tiny that you'll be like, who want to enter? Like, once you just jump in, there's no point for you to swim because you're not swimming anywhere. Just jump in and then you come out. That's how most of these swimming pools look like. Like, developers, what do you guys think? As in, what comes to your mind when you build such kind of swimming pool? Like, it's so tiny. It's better you don't even put a swimming pool. Don't put balconies that are so tiny. Don't, because this one I saw, I'm like, they still call this one swimming pool? Like, no, now. That one, I know follow for swimming pool. Please, developers, let's do better. And then there was one that was off plan, somewhere around Shongotedo Oasis, right? Those new developing areas in Shongotedo Oasis. I went there sourcing for properties for my clients, and I saw this building. I know the inside will be very small because that developer he should manage this space like this, eh? So I was like, let me check. Okay. See, anybody buying that house, that person has to be riding keke, because that's what you can park. You cannot even park a Corolla, because I feel the smallest car that you can park is Corolla or Kia Picanto. Yeah, I think okay, instead of saying keke, Kia Picanto can fit into that compound, but Corolla cannot. Like, there is no parking space. Like, there is no parking. It's almost like you are building, for those that they know Onitsha very well, that you go to this house, you park on the road, or some places on the mainland where these landlords build the houses like jam pack, no space, so everybody parks on the road. Yes, so that was what this developer had in mind. Like, anybody staying in this house has to be parking along the road, and the road is not that wide. Like, it's not big, it's just a small street. And then you're building a house, a duplex, that doesn't even have parking space. Like, anybody buying the house needs to be driving a Kia Picanto. That's bad. That is bad. When it comes to space, I think people just wake up now and decide to be like, you know what? I want to be a developer. You know nothing about becoming a developer. You just want to be a developer because you hear that, people, when you build house with this amount, you can sell it this amount and make this amount. My dear brothers and sisters that are developers, your house will just be there. Others will be selling. Your house will just be there because space. People want comfort. That's why they are buying a house. There's a reason people are not building their own houses. When we talk about those in diaspora, we'll say, okay, they don't have the time because they are working over there. They don't have the time to supervise their properties. But do you know that there's some people in Nigeria, in this Lagos, they live in Lagos, and they just say, you know what, I just want comfort. Let me just buy. I have the money, let me just buy. I don't want to build. I don't want to, let me just buy. Because they want comfort. And now you are giving them cubicle. You're not going to buy your cubicle. They want comfort. They want space. Then most people actually build the houses put together, like the space between one house for those that are fully detached houses. The space between this particular house from house A to house B is so tiny that you can even jump from house A window, maybe just put like a small wooden wood, put from house A window to house B window, and just climb. You're inside house B. That's the kind of space. Like, the space is so is like this. Like, you understand? It's so narrow that even if it's almost as if they say, if you are buying this house, you must use AC. Because you cannot open your windows for ventilation. Ventilation is not coming anywhere. Especially when your house is in the middle. That's why most people actually go for corner pieces. When your house is in the middle, like if your house is in the middle like this, like the space between this space is so like this, so tiny. So you're in the middle. There's a house behind you. Where do you get ventilation from? And the one behind you is also so close, like very, very close. that even if you turn on your lights and decide to, like, you want fresh air, you open your blinds and you want fresh air, which you will not even get. The next neighbor is seeing everything happening inside your house. You cannot even open your window. The neighbor here is seeing your house. The one behind is seeing your house. The one here is seeing your house. Like, there's no privacy. You're seeing each other's houses. Just you and you hear what goes on. Sometimes you make phone call. You have to whisper for your neighbor not to hear you inside your own house. It doesn't make sense, really. It doesn't. I know most times clients' budgets can be very tricky. They can tell you, give me a one bed. I want a one bedroom for 15 million. Yes, we know clients' budget can be tricky, which is like impossible. But then, be known for quality. I know some developers who are known for quality. See, they don't sell nonsense. They don't go below their standard just to please any client. I believe every developer should have a standard. Don't go below your standard to please any client. A client said, I want a house with swimming pool for 50 million. There is no house with swimming pool for 50 million. What your 50 million can afford, that's what you will get. If they don't see any house for that amount, they will go with what they can get. Because most times some people come to me and they'll be like, if your houses are very expensive, if someone gave me a house with swimming pool in Orchard for this amount, for that amount, why is your own so? Go and look at those houses that they are seeing for that amount and look at how tiny. If you can look at those houses, you'll see the cubicle that they're selling for them. I also blame clients for all of this. Oh, my friend bought a house. They have swimming pool, they have cinema in it, and the house is for 200 million. And by the time you go and inspect those houses, and you're giving them a house with same features, you're giving them for 500 million. But then they'll be telling you, oh, your one is so expensive. Now go and look at the one for 200 million. The space, even the cinema, is not more than 3 people. But look at the quality of what you're giving them for 500 million. You're giving them extraordinary comfort. When you say there is swimming pool, it means there is swimming pool. Like, it's a swimming pool, not a bathtub. Right? The sitting room, spacious. Very, very spacious. In fact, most of these houses come with 2 sitting rooms. So developers, please, let's do well. Don't fall for clients' tricks. Clients can be tricky sometimes. They know themselves. They know themselves very well. They know what they are doing. So let's not fall for their tricks. Let's keep building standard houses. If there is pool, there is pool. If there is no pool, there is no pool. Let's keep building standard houses. I hope we all learn from this episode. See you guys next episode. And please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and follow on all our social media platforms. Thank you.